Can music change your mood? Well, maybe, with the right attitude. It's Rhyme and Reason 436.
There's a rhyme and reason for your life. There's a rhyme and reason why.
Hey there, Tony here with another one of those pesky questions. And the question is, can music change your mood? No, spoiler. I'm going to give you the spoiler alert. And the short answer is no. No, music cannot change your mood. Now, apparently a lot of people use that search phrase, can music change your mood? And they go on Google and look for, I guess, ways to change their mood with music. I guess that's what they're doing anyway, because it Google sure serves up a lot of results for that question. But it's really simple. Like I said, music cannot truly change your mood. And I'm not just saying this to start an argument, by the way. I'm not just looking for an argument, even though in my previous episode I talked about how you're supposed to polarize your audience. They either got to love you or hate you. And if they don't love you or hate you, it's hard to build a real true audience and true fans. Oh, yeah. But I'm not trying to start an argument. I'm really not. I mean, if you can ask, can music change your mood, then I think you really don't know how moods work. Moods are choices. Oh, brother Tony, you just really don't care about people and their feelings at all, do you? Well, yes, I do. And no, I don't. Because I know you can choose your attitude. I know you can. And you're not going to tell me you don't know how to control yourself, are you? Really? You don't know how? I hope you realize how much control over yourself is available to you. I hope you realize that. You're not artificial intelligence, AI. You're not a robot. You're not an android, even if you use an android device, which sort of makes you... No, I'm just kidding. Or you're not some other form of automaton. Automaton? Automan. I don't know. You're not one of those. You're a designed human being with a lot of potential for intelligence and discernment. Now, notice I said potential because not everybody really lives up to theirs. Well, none of us really do completely, but you know what I'm saying. There's a lot of people who live way down to it. So you should be able to choose a good attitude, even if you have no access to your electronic devices, regardless of whether they're Android, Apple, or something in between, or on the fringes. Even if you don't have any access to any of that music, you should still be able to choose a good attitude. Now, I wouldn't go so far as to say that music plays no part in emotions. I mean, really, it's far from it. Of course, music can make a ton of difference in your day, but only if you let it, right? Because when you're determined, think about this, when you're determined to be ticked off about something, we've all been there at some point on some level. When you're determined to be that way, do you really think Mr. Rockstar or Miss Popstar, they're just going to turn it all around for you when they sing a song? And if you think they can, I got to wonder what you're smoking. For example, maybe what I'm saying right now strikes a wrong chord with you. See that little pun there? Okay. Well, so what? So what if it does? That just means you disagree. You disagree. And you can play your personal top 40 over and over again, and I doubt it'll change your mind. And that's okay. You can be wrong and get through life. You can disagree. But it's a choice. Choice. Attitude is a choice. You can choose to have a good attitude, or you can choose to let everything tick you off and say, blame it on the everything and not you and your choice. You can do that. That's again, your choice. But I encourage you to choose your attitude even better than you choose your music. Choose joy and life and love because they're yours to choose. Drop angry, ugly moods. What do you have to lose? Well, you could lose your soul forever to the dark recesses of despair where anguish makes its mark. So sing those kinds of songs that show the attitude reflected in your heart filled up with gratitude. Your heart is filled with gratitude, I hope, because You surely are grateful that you are alive, you exist, you know who you are, and you have access to so much information and things that generations past didn't have access to. If you're here in America, where I am in the shadow of Pikes Peak, you don't have to be in the shadow of Pikes Peak, but if you're in America, you have access to so much. Well, I don't have access to because I don't have, internet. Well, they actually have free internet in all kinds of places. So, you have a phone, you can get there. You know what I'm saying. Don't choose bad attitudes, and don't let bad attitudes determine how you're going to live your life. But on the other hand, if you've got a relationship with your Creator, you probably already know this, and if you don't have that relationship, you would find out if you switch things around, how quickly your attitude can be changed by, discovering that you're leaning on yourself and not on your Creator, because your Creator is so much smarter about things, about you, than you are. He knows you better than you know yourself. And He's got all kinds of information and plans laid out. And by plans, I don't mean He's planned out your to-do list for the day. I'm talking about plans that He's already put into place for those who love Him. And you still have to make that choice too. He hasn't made it for you. You're not going to heaven or hell because God decided that, before the foundations of the universe. No, He didn't decide it. You even get to decide that. And that should put you in a good mood because you get to choose. If you don't want to be with God forever, you don't have to be with God forever. He's already made a place where you'll go. I don't recommend it. It's not going to be good. You're going to be pretty bitter about it. But you don't have to take my word for it. You can go there and find out yourself. I suggest, on the other hand, that you change, if you haven't already, to accept and trust and believe and love your designer, Creator, your Savior. He's there for you. And until next time, and I hope you're making that choice. In between now and next time, remember, this is Tony from TonyFunderburk.com, reminding you that life has rhyme and reason because God made you.
There's a